Hello, Dr. Richter here with a very brief introduction to eicosanoids and basically how this is responsible for your inflammation. It's the mechanism that omega-3 operates on, and you have to have above 8% omega-3, meaning EPA and DHA. Once you get there, your immune system will be imbalanced. The current situation is much too high omega-6, and I will explain in a second here how that works. So a 25-to-1 ratio of 6 to 3 basically means that your immune system is in chronic inflammation. We call that chronification of inflammation. The yin-yang balance of these two is no longer given. They were 1-to-1 when we grew up as hunters and gatherers. So here's the complicated slide, and I will make this promise very simple in the next slide, but I have to show you this, and you've seen this probably. Basically, the omega-3 family is, alpha-linolenic acid coming from plants. Only animals make EPA and DHA. And the EPA is the one that is really anti-inflammatory, making series 3 prostaglandins. The arachidonic acid omega-6 is the one that basically makes series 2 prostaglandins, among other eicosanoids, which are pro-inflammatory. This is supposed to be in balance, and there is basically a shuffling between these. This is no longer possible. Now we have a very large excess of omega-6, and that is due to our diet bombarding our current diet with omega-6 and no more access to omega-3. So here's a simple slide that I promised. Basically, omega-6 is the one that is responsible for the immune attack, and that's both the innate and the adaptive immune system is basically steered by omega-6 axis, pain, swelling, fever, even blood clotting, and a general immune attack. And that is basically triggered by even the slightest virus or toxin. Now, this will no longer get resolved into peace because we have very little omega-3 to combat this signal. So how does this work? Both of these are in the cell membrane, and they live in these fatty acid lipid molecules. When the cell communicates or breaks down, it clips off the fatty acids with the phospholipase A2, and that is basically where your ibuprofen works on. It blocks this enzyme. Then you result in eicosanoids from omega-6 in a 30-to-1 ratio, which basically leave no more turning off. So too much omega-6 means chronic inflammation. Poor immune response is the result of having no more omega-3. There is no balance. So yeah, I hope this really helps. Again, our life is steered by the cell membrane. That is actually the definition of life. The cell lives on its cell membrane, and that's why these molecules are on top of the pyramid, controlling a very, very strong immune system. No longer does this chronification of inflammation get turned off. And that's what eicosanoids do. There's a lot of them. In detail, you can definitely look this up, which ones do what. But the general consensus is that the series 3 from arachidonic acid from EPA is the one that counteracts arachidonic acid. And that's how this works. Hope this is all a little bit clearer now. And this is basically what we have to fix. When we have balance of 6 to 3, then your immune system can be properly down regulated.